Hello and welcome to The Parallel Path. The Parallel Path is a monthly podcast from the marketing team at Parallel Ag, bringing real conversations from across the agriculture industry. In each episode, we will sit down with equipment experts, service professionals, industry leaders, and farmers to talk about the challenges, innovations, and decisions shaping modern agriculture.
I just like the
I'm sorry. What did you say? You like what?
All right, take two. Hello and welcome to The Parallel Path. The Parallel Path is a monthly podcast from the marketing team at Parallel Ag, bringing real conversations from across the agriculture industry. In each episode, we will sit down with the equipment experts, service professionals, industry leaders, and farmers to talk about the challenges, innovations, and decisions shaping modern agriculture. From iron and uptime to technology and market trends, the Parallel Path focuses on the people and ideas that keep farms moving forward. Today's episode is all about the local dealership experience and what it really means to serve a farming community. We're sitting down with Chase Pruisman, our GM from Fort Dodge, to talk about the history of the store, the changes that have happened there over the last few months, and what it takes to stand behind 24/7 parts and service when customers are counting on you most. Chase, thanks for sitting down with us.
Thank you very much for asking me to join.
well now that we're on, what does this take? What feels like 97. We had 7 hours of technical issues last time, a full shoot, and then an additional issue of technical issues that we ran into, a whole other thing. We're ready. This is the one, guys. This is the one.
Lovely.
We're
The
so
one
happy
and
to have
done-ish.
We got this. I have faith.
We're so happy to have you this time. Again.
There we go. I can see y'all just like you were in my office.
That's right.
I cannot wait for this to be done so I can share that video that we created. Like, that's going to be like, I don't think you understand how many times I've watched that promo video and died laughing.
It was fun.
Hilarious.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So Chase, for people who haven't met you yet, tell us a little bit about yourself and your position at Parallel Ag and how you came to be here.
Yeah, so my name is Chase Pruisman. I come from a small town of Blairsburg, about 30 minutes away from Fort Dodge. Went to school at Northeast Hamilton, graduated from there, moved up to Woolstock, Iowa, another extremely small town. My grandpa and I were like peas and carrots, so I took care of his yard and everything else. So I wanted to make sure that I was up there for him to take care of him, and got in with a gentleman named Ron Stein. He was a farmer. He has about 25 to 2,800 acres, and I was a city kid growing up. I mean, so city that one time a girl brought some corn in for show and tell, and I noticed that the corn and beans were green and pink. And stupid me, I asked the question, why are the corn and beans different colors? So got made fun of because I was a city boy. Learned real quick what that was. And it kind of sparked my interest, clear back then of, why do they do that? And I know it's a seed treatment, but what does it do? And why does it do that?
Mhm.
So got in, farmed for 13 years with Ron and Esther and their family. Had a great time doing that. Life caught up, and married and kiddos and stuff like that. Looked for a better career path for me. Got into some management jobs. Ended up becoming a branch manager at a location that was 2 hours and 26 minutes one way from my house every day for 3 years. So the dedication there, we had an ag side and we had a construction side, and I woke up every day, every morning by 3:30 in the morning. I was on the road, and it was to take care of our customers. So got a phone call about the opening of the general manager position here in Fort Dodge, which is about 15 to 18 minutes away from my house. Significantly different. Kind of changed the game again, and I'm able to go back to coaching and working on race cars and things that I like to do now that I have some spare time. And I'm here at Parallel Egg, going on 2 years coming up.
Hold on. Can you say parallel ag one more time?
Parallel Ag.
Oh, you fixed it
That
this
was
time.
beautiful.
Sorry,
Good
that's the
job.
Iowa in me. It's Parallel Ag.
That was
Oh, no,
so
no,
cool.
no. I'm from Iowa, and I don't sound like that. That's northern Iowa.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're from Southern Iowa, though. That's right. Every
I'll
time
frame
I
it
look
this
it up
time.
on, well, if I do like Chat GPT or anything like that, and I say something about Parallel Ag, it says EGG every time. So
100%. When I get
it's what it
videos
is.
from you guys, like the Midwest people, I have to edit the captions because it says parallel egg every single time. I'm like, it's
That's
not
right.
egg, it's ag.
That is hilarious.
A.
Ag.
Let's go to some
It
speech
does.
therapy, folks.
Sorry.
It
Go
does
back to our
wonders.
phonetics. Go back to phonetics. My son just got out of kindergarten. We can help you with that. We're still doing sight words.
It's not gonna help me. I'm way past help.
Well, we
Ain't
weren't
that
going
the
to say
truth?
anything, but. All right. So tell us about the Fort Dodge location.
Well, uh, this location started in the 2008 area. Previously, in 1958, Dick and Bill Brokaw started Brokaw Supply Company. It was basically everything we do now, but it was downtown-ish somewhere in Fort Dodge. Um, Started a really really good company, wanted to take care of their customers, and 2008, 9-ish is when the Nelson family, Dave and Gary and their whole crew bought the name and the company of Brokaw Supply. From there, they moved outside of town where we are, about a mile and a half or so east of Fort Dodge, where we currently are still. And Dave and Gary ran this company for quite a few years. 2015, I believe. Um, they merged with Riggins Egg Equipment and started a Egg Solutions Group, where they divvied off and whatever they kind of personally did. I think Gary actually left the company then. Dave continued on. And then in 2023, I believe January 1st, 2023, the merger of Livingston and Egg Solutions Group kind of became final, and we formed Parallel Ag to to what it is today.
You sneaked
Um,
some eggs in there before that, so I'm gonna give you
I'm
that one. That was
sorry.
good.
And then from there we obviously joined with AC McCartney as well. That was, I believe, last year. So it's 16 locations of people that care, people that want to take care of one another and take care of our company.
Yep.
And say
Yep.
that again and again, because that is the core of parallel ag right there.
It's a fact.
Yeah. Yeah, it absolutely is. So how did you hear about, I mean, I know that Brokaw was there for quite a while, but you having traveled the way that you did, 2.5 hours one way for work and everything, how did you really kind of find out about parallel ag? What did you know about it before you started?
Oh, I don't know if we want to share this, but I will. Um, so I actually I was a custom applicator and I was the outside crew guy for NH3 and things like that at a co-op um, a long time ago. Um, and I came here as a customer to Brokaw Supply. That's kind of how I knew Brokaw. When I got the management job, this is about the only 2 mile stretch of road that I did not take. I knew it was Egg Solutions Group that had changed to Egg Solutions Group, and it was the same thing. There were still sprayers and there were still NH3 toolbars and stuff like that outside, but I didn't ever really do anything with the company. When I was down in Atlantic, I had a phone call, and it was a headhunter, and the gentleman started talking and said, "Hey, I got a great opportunity, a unique opportunity for you, especially with your egg background, and I'd like to talk to you about it." Well, I don't know about you, but I'm not ready to stay in Atlantic, Iowa all my life. Nothing wrong with it, just 2.5 hours away.
Yeah.
And I said, well, yeah, I mean, go ahead and talk, but just so you know, I come from a small town up in kind of north central Iowa. And he said, yeah, actually, I'm talking about a spot here in Fort Dodge. I'm like, whoa, huh? So, so then he said, have you ever heard of parallel egg? I said, absolutely not. I have no idea what you're talking about. And he started explaining kind of where the location was. And I said, wait a minute. Isn't that the Brokaw Supply building or the old Chief building? Or I said, it's like Egg Solutions or something like that. And he said, yeah, actually, yeah, it is. And then he kind of gave the background of where the mergers happened and stuff like that too. And I said, man, it's a funny world. I've passed this place all the way from being a real small kid when it was Chief Trailers, all the way up until I'm just over the hump of 40. And I've always been fascinated with all the equipment outside here as a kid driving by, and that's still my city slicker roots kind of. This stuff still puts me in awe even when I'm in it and move the equipment up front. So I remember telling my brother when we passed here one time, like, man, I don't know, but I want to own that business someday. And what are the odds I become the general manager of the Fort Dodge location?
What
Hey,
a cool story.
Amber firmly believes in putting things out into the universe,
Yes,
and
I do.
you definitely manifested that. So good job.
Nailed it.
Yes, you did. You spoke it into existence for sure.
Exactly. That's why I'm not allowed to say negative things about myself anymore because
Yes,
she
Oh, I'm
also
glad we
means
I
don't
got
hang
on to
out.
her.
I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to be a millionaire.
Keep talking.
just like 10 more times.
Yes, include all of
I
us,
love my
please.
kids. I love my kids.
I'm not going to give them up for adoption.
I don't know that I can voice that right now. There's still I still got
Summer
time
break.
to make that decision.
I
Yeah,
feel
Well,
you.
I've got a
too early to
14
decide
and a
that.
half-year-old daughter and a
No thanks.
12-year-old son, and boy, my daughter is giving me a run right now.
I can't
I
believe you
see
said that
your
about a girl.
14-and-a-half-year-old daughter and raise you 4.
Yeah,
No, I said enough with 2.
same.
I'm real concerned, okay, because now I'm scared of my children. I was
That's
scared
what's
of what
up.
they would become. Now I'm scared of what he is. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, so since you've kind of grown up in the area, you've seen kind of how things have started from Brokaw and all that. What are some things that you've seen and that you've definitely learned about how the location's kind of evolved over the last few years?
Well, it was like my first day here as a general manager. I walked in, um, heard a hello or a good morning, and I thought it was my boss Richard at that time, and he was looking down in my office at some papers, and he didn't say hello, um, so I can't see anybody. I thought, well, that's weird. I don't remember the parks department being clear back there. I remember being up front almost immediately when you walked in the door. So that actually struck me as a difference there, but really, it was how much equipment was out in the yard, just how busy we are. I've never, when I got here when I was a customer, you don't think that way. You're just in there,
Yeah.
they're busy, but you're just as busy thinking about, okay,
Mhm.
what am I here for? What am I going to forget? So when
Right.
I came in here, for business, it's amazing just how busy we are and the oddball things that we do come across. So there's
Yeah.
been a lot of change, not in a bad way by no means, just a lot of change, a lot of different ways that we've gone, pull type sprayers to self-contained, and now back to pull type sprayers, and the toolbar game has basically stayed the same, and there's a lot of water tanks that I didn't even know hardly existed, except for the one I used at the co-op that I used to work at.
Yeah. What are some of the most obvious changes customers can see, maybe just in the last 2 years since you've been there?
I'm gonna say a cleaner appearance, a more
Mm,
direct when you walk in where to go.
Mm.
One thing that I do every day as a GM is I walk through the front door or the side door, regardless, the front door, and I stop and I just look at what we have, look at the layout. Do I know where to go because I've been there for 2 years?
mm,
Do I know where to go because I'm a customer and I've never been here?
Mm.
And that has helped significantly. Like I said, when I first walked in, we had two more aisles in the showroom with a lot more parts on display, and parts on display are a great thing. You know, you see it, oh yeah, I know where I could use that. You grab it and you buy it. But when they're over 5 foot tall and your parts department's behind there, there was
mm,
no literature on the beam that even said parts department. So me being brand brand new back to a different style of showroom, that's huge. It's a significant change. And now, we make sure that we're saying good morning, good afternoon, how can we help? Anything like that. What are you looking for? And we're genuine. We're coming to them and kind of leading them around where they need to go. And it's a lot more comforting walking in and seeing who's saying hello.
mhm,
Mhm.
Another thing, we've got a drop box outside for after hours if someone's coming for parts or maybe they got a part that we need to work on. Um, we have actually got a sticker now that says Parallel Ag. We make sure it's right out front. It's just things of that nature. We have a pretty nice sign out front, and we do have some mulch around, some flowers around that are going to change drastically come Monday, um, for an unfortunate memorial, but a neat memorial as well. So,
mhm,
just a lot of things like that, just making it cleaner, walking through the parts department, walking through the warehouse to get to the shop, everything when I came here, everything on my mind was I want a customer to be able to drop a sandwich on the ground and pick it up and whoops and start eating it again. You know what I mean? So rather that's doable or not, it really is a lot cleaner. We're taking a lot more pride in the parts and the service that we perform, just strictly because we want to be clean and we want to be ready.
Yeah.
As you've been making those changes, have you been hearing comments from customers, new and existing, and what have they been saying? Like, how have they reacted to those changes?
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a lot of people walk in and comment on, holy moly, I can actually see him working now, right? I can see who's busy. Things like that. They can tell Scott and his whole crew do an amazing job up here on our showroom. They're always
mhm,
changing things out. We aren't an egg code dealer, so we are a short line dealer. We have a bunch of different opportunities, and we like to present those different opportunities at all times too. So just kind of depends on which way we're going. If it's spring, if it's fall, if it's summer, we're switching things up, and it's just making it look different all the time. And they really really like that. We do offer free drinks, pop and water. I better be careful on the free
I was
drinks.
gonna say,
Like,
let
no.
me get. I'm on my way, Chase.
That's right. That's right. But we
HR, I'm
do
gonna
offer
stop
that.
recording now.
And but we've had comments on that of just how nice it is and how welcoming it feels to come in here.
Mhm.
We're taking care of them. We're making sure that they're not thirsty, which is
mm,
a simple thing that a lot of times you overlook.
mhm,
We got rid of
Yeah.
a coffee machine, and I thought we were really gonna raise Cain on that, but we do have some pretty hard water out here, and sometimes it's a pain to keep that up unless we're having events or something like that. And really, besides a couple employees, I haven't heard much. So we've got that fixed now, though. They got their coffee. We do make coffee and stuff like that, but
Employees are
yeah.
always the problem, right?
I
Speak
am
for
not
yourself.
saying a word.
Speak for
No
They are
way.
yourself.
my biggest problem. I'm just kidding.
I'm leaving this
I-
podcast right now.
I have the best employees. I
Goodbye.
really do.
Peace.
So, what are some of the changes maybe that you guys have been implementing for improvements, whether it's appearance or your operating systems, that kind of stuff? What are some changes that are happening that customers might not see straight off when they walk in or when they drive by?
Yeah. Well, they will see it driving by. I'm a stickler on what our presence is outside. I
Mm,
remember I remember when I was younger, kind of young and dumb, it was always sprayers first, and then it was
yeah.
toolbars, and then and that's how it is a lot of places I go. So I'm not picking on us necessarily, but I'm a firm believer in something that has changed will always get someone else's eye.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it's actually, you guys were here last week, and outside has changed drastically from that. We actually
So
have
I'm
two
gonna need
parallel
some walk
egg
around
flags.
videos. I'm gonna need
That's
some
right. We've got
pictures.
two parallel egg flags flying out right now. We're going to have some American flags as well. But sprayer season, I like to have sprayers out there.
Hmm.
Sometimes we have them actually unfolded and all the way out with some flags and things of that nature. Otherwise, we have them parked beside each other. We have a show trailer that we drag around. A lot of times that show trailer's out front. Why?
Hmm.
Just another sign that says parallel egg. Just something different to grab the customer's eyes. And obviously we're showcasing some new opportunities that we have and some existing ones that maybe people didn't know. But that is definitely one thing that they see. We do have a couple new programs. We do have like a Power BI program that we work on our computers, but we also have CDK. So there's just a lot of different avenues that we have for sales, for service, and for parts. We but they all kind of talk to each other and they work
Mm.
in really well together. We do have new what we call DPO um, apps, which is fantastic. So that's drop off and pick up, delivery. So it's nice because myself and a few other people can grab their cell phone. It doesn't matter if one of us are busy with the customer, we can always take a picture of the unit coming in or leaving, and that paperwork goes directly into our system and it talks
Mm.
to everyone. So
Speeds your
that's really
processing up.
nice. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, Another thing that we've done as a group this year, led by Timothy Walden, our director of operations, is we've come together and we've figured out goals and we've made scoreboards for those goals. As a matter of fact, I've got it up on my board right now. I write really small so you can't
I was
see.
gonna say I'm gonna zoom into
Is
that and make
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
everybody knows
But
where you're
but
hitting your
that's
targets.
yeah, that scoreboard is targets, and the service department has it, the parts department has it, and our sales team have it. And it's just so we can stick to each other and have each other's
Yeah,
backs and to drive our business forward. And when I
yeah.
say drive business forward, I'm not always talking about the dollar. When I say I'm driving business forward, it is customer base.
Hmm.
I don't want to stay stagnant and say, yeah, we're just going to keep going to these customers. I want new customers. I want pre-existing customers. I want the customers that have been on hold. Why? Because I want them and everyone else to feel just as important as anybody else. So that's what we're doing. We're changing some things up here, and it's been wonderful.
Speaking of getting new customers in, I believe you guys have some new product lines that we are rolling out there in Fort Dodge to
Yep,
help
we
get
sure
those new
do.
customers.
Yeah, we started off going into spring. We are now a Vermeer dealer. We do balers and mowers and anything ag side. We also,
Good job.
I'm trying,
You're
and
getting so much better.
we
We're gonna
also
have you
picked up,
trained by the end of this.
well, we also picked up Kinze planters, Kinze carts, Kinze
Yeah.
manufacturing. Their high speed discs and things like that. So really exciting to see the new customer base that has provided. When I look at Hamilton County, Wright County, Webster County, I know a lot of those people. And as a city guy, I know them as buddies, right? I mean, I know them from coaching their kids in baseball or softball, or I'm a junior high football coach as well. So just, it might be that, it might be racing, it might be just strictly because I saw them in a restaurant, you know, whatever the case may be. And it's really cool that I get to sit and talk with them and kind of bring in our new lines. So.
Well, and that also helps feed into it because both of those manufacturers are built right there in Iowa. You've got Kinze and Williamsburg and Vermeer and Pella, and it really helps. That I guarantee that's going to help your customer base with having them right there in Iowa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. There's nothing you know that I hold more pride on my shoulder than those Iowa-based manufacturers like that.
Go Iowa.
That's right. It's a real cool feeling, you know, you don't really think about it until you have it at your grasp and you can talk about it. So that is a really big pride thing for us too.
Yeah.
Which
It
of
is really
those,
cool. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, which of those lines are you more excited about?
Oh, that's a trick
Oh,
question.
that is
Ha ha
not
ha.
fair.
We're gonna get you in trouble today.
You know, it's crazy you asked. I'm Boy, I got to be careful how I say this. Actually, I'm excited for them both. I can't say how excited I am, but Vermeer to me holds a little bit more heart to myself, and that's because my father-in-law raises cattle, and he's always baling hay and baling corn stalks, and he's got somebody he hires for all that stuff, and then I help throw bales or what have you. And
You can still do
it's
that at your age?
oh, phew.
Over the hill, almost
I
40.
sure can. I just push him now. I don't throw him.
And Alicia just got knocked down on a favorite marketing person
That's
list.
right. That's
Hey,
right.
you know what? There's only 3 of us, so I'm still at 3rd place.
You are about a third of this gray hair right here in this beard, but no, I mean I would say I'm excited for Vermeer. But on the other note, you know, when we're baling corn stalks, got to have a planter to plant that stuff, right? And got to have farmers and customers that help us out, that we can bale anything that we need for our cattle and stuff like that. So they're both so neat of an opportunity personally for me, that I can't say which one I'm more excited for. It's just really cool and really exciting to have those two.
So I believe it's a governor year for Iowa. That was very diplomatic. Are you in the running for governor now?
I don't think the state of Iowa is quite ready for a guy like me to be governor.
Maybe that's exactly what they need.
Well, you never know, but they're not going to
Maybe
find
that's
out from this
exactly
guy. I
Oh
got to
my
make
God.
parallel A, got to Fort Dodge go round and round.
You're doing a great job of it. You're doing a great
100%.
job.
Sure
It's
trying.
just a
Sure
training
trying.
for the political ground. We've got you. Give me a couple months. I'll have you shaped up for these politically correct answers
Actually,
and interviews.
my
Your media
wife
training is in the
actually,
beginning stages.
my wife's cousin actually just won his whatever they call that yesterday. So he's going to be trying for the Iowa House of Representatives come November. So that's kind of cool. Kind of cool to see. And he's crazy enough. He's a customer of ours. So
Okay, I
that's really
thought you
neat.
were just gonna say, and he's crazy
Crazy
enough. Like someone
enough.
has to be. And I was like, yeah.
Unfortunately, that's my side of the family.
Same. It's fine. It's fine. That is cool, though. That is really cool. Having
Yeah.
customers move into positions like that is really cool. But going back to bringing in Kinze and Vermeer, I mean, it's really cool knowing that we're not just bringing on new products, we're bringing on premier product lines. We're bringing in premier brands. So we're not just saying, oh, hey, here's any round baler you can use. We've vetted this. Like, there's a reason we're choosing Vermeer for you guys because it's going to do exactly what you need and you're going to get a top result out of it. So that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely.
What do customers seem to care about most when they're looking at equipment?
That's a good
Good
question.
Mhm.
You know, obviously they want to know brand specific things. They want to know, you know, that we do offer the best in its class. But to be completely fair and honest, they want to know when they're buying something that they're going to be taken care of. So as much as I want to say yes, they obviously they want the products that we have, but that product is only as good as what our parts and service team is as well. So like
Yeah.
I've always said it, and everything I've ever managed is the first sale is on the salesman, right? Get them in here, get them to kind of know our location and feel our vibe and see what we do. And the second, third, and fourth are really phone calls saying, "Yep, what can I get you?" versus, "Hi, my name is Joe Bob," or whatever, right? If our parts and sales team or our parts and service team don't do their jobs properly and take care of the customer after the sale, they're never coming back,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now notice how I didn't say we hit home runs every time. Even if we do mess up here at the Fort Dodge location, and we have, heck, I do every day, right? Thank God I got a team that takes care of my mess ups, but we do. You don't think about it, or you get busy and you're like, "Ah, crap, I was supposed to call that customer back today. I'm going to get them first thing tomorrow morning," right? Sometimes that first thing tomorrow morning is too late, right? And by that
Yeah.
they're already upset. They feel like we don't care, things of that nature. So we try our darndest to, number one, not lie. We're going to be truthful. We're going to be honest. If we don't have an update, we're calling you to say, "Hey, our update isn't quite ready yet, but as soon as it is, we plan to call you tomorrow morning." Make
Yeah.
them feel like they are worth exactly what we feel like they're worth, right? You always hear your parents saying growing up, treat everybody as though you want to be treated, and that is no different in the business world, right? If I treat my employees like trash, I'm not keeping an employee,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, I feel like I'm a salesman every day for Parallel Egg with our employees, right? It's like
Yeah.
what stature do we want to be at to make sure that we are Parallel Egg, not just that we work there. We want to be it. So
No.
I I feel like customers, they do. They come and they look and they know that we have heavy duty equipment, we've got knowledge, we've got a parts team, we've got a service team, and we are all here 24/7.
So, when you talk about 24/7 service, what does it mean for you and the Fort Dodge team?
What it means is our heart, our drive, our desire, our commitment, our responsibility. It doesn't matter if it's 1:30 in the morning. Uh, we will answer the phone call or the voice message, right? Because sometimes waking up, you got to figure out where you're at before you can even before you can answer a phone. But we're there. We are all within half hour ish away. Our road techs are way farther than that, but we're all so close here, and we're gonna hit off of each other to make sure we've got the parts coming. Or there is nothing that says, I just actually was talking to the parts team today, is, if you get a phone call at night, I don't sleep too often. It doesn't seem like, I mean, I'm
Same.
always doing something. Yeah, and it's like, all you got to do, tell me what part to get. I will take pictures. I will chicken scratch notes. I will make sure in the morning you know exactly what I took and where it was at and how many are there now. I will take off right away. I will go get it. I will get it to the customer. So to me, like I said, it's not really a number to us. It's the way of life for us. We want to make sure that we're taking care of the farmers. The farmers feed the world, and when you sit back and you think about that, you're like, wow, we are a big chunk of helping them do that, right? We are their reason. So as much as you can't see me other than just this much, as much as I love food, and I know this skinny face right here tells you that, I want to help out any way I can too. So that's what it is. It's just it's the heart and desire and the drive to want to take care of our customers like they're my mom and dad, my grandmas and my grandpas, my uncles and aunts. I want to make sure that they're up and going with their business.
How many after hours calls do you guys think you get during busy season? Not specifically parts or specifically service, but how many after hours calls do you think you guys are running? Like daily might be kind of hard to count,
Oh
maybe on a
Lord.
weekly basis.
Really, we can get anywhere from one phone call after hours a night to we've had 75 to 80. And
Yeah.
it's just a lot of it is a farmer is in their tractor, they're in their combine, they're in their semi, they're sitting down, done for the night, going, "Oh crap, I didn't call the parts guys," right? I mean, there's a lot of that, right? So, um, or they go until it rains, and then when it rains, their brain's still going. Well, and that's
Mm-hmm.
probably why I can't sleep that much because my brain seems to always be going. But it's those right away, and sometimes it's just they want to tell you, so it's off their plate. They're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
sorry, it's 11 o'clock at night. If I don't tell you now, I'm gonna forget." Okay, do you need us to come and get it and get ready right now? No, no, no. You can do it. 7 o'clock's plenty fine tomorrow morning. Don't, sorry to call you. A lot of them are that. But then, as soon as they come in the morning, they're apologizing, which you don't have to apologize. That's part of what our business is, right? So, but they
Mm-hmm.
they tell us how absolutely awesome it is that when our tagline is "We keep you running 24/7," we mean we keep you running 24/7.
Yep.
So, there's been times where I've been up at 3 in the morning to head to Marshall, Missouri to grab a part just to make sure our service department can get it in the next 4.5, 5 hours that it takes me to get back so they can install it and they
Mhm.
can be working on it the next day. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I got back from a flight to Illinois with two of our VPs on, I guess it was Monday, so 2 days ago, and we got back about 4:30 or 5. The next day, we had a meeting with one of the VPs. He's over parts and service and everything, and he was telling us we brought a part back with us from Illinois for one of the Oklahoma stores. And I was like, "Oh, do I need to take that to Fairview? Like, did you already get that taken care of?" And he was like, "Oh no, I took it last night." Well, we landed in Oklahoma City around 5. He drove to Dalhart and then he went and delivered that part. He didn't get home until probably 3 o'clock in the morning, but it's harvest down here. And that's our whole thing, 24/7. So he was making sure parts were taken where they needed to be, even though it was middle of the night, even though we had been traveling since 7 o'clock that morning already. And
Yeah.
that's top to bottom. We run that 24/7 nonstop.
And it's really awesome. I mean, you don't think about how tired you are when you're doing it. You really don't.
Right.
You're like, gotta get this, gotta get this, gotta get this. When you get home and you could actually take that hour nap or whatever it is, when you lay down, you're like, oh, this feels amazing. You're like, but you know what else feels even more amazing? I did that. We got that done,
Yeah.
and they're up and going. So,
Yeah.
no, it's as much, I tell a lot of our customers, if you think you have a headache, I promise we all have 15 to 20 more on top of that. And the reason that is because we want to be your answer. We want to be,
Yeah.
we want you up and running more than you want to be up and running. And I know that's hard to believe, but it's the truth. It
Mhm.
really is. And that's everyone. That's everyone at this
Mhm.
location. That's everyone at Parallel A. Whatever we got to do, we're going to do it. I mean, we've met numerous farmers who have flown into Fort Dodge Airport out there with parts. We have
Mhm.
drove 6, 7, 8, 9 hours just to get those parts there. I mean, we will do anything we possibly can.
Yeah.
Has there been one of those 24/7 calls, like after hours, that has really either solidified a relationship or created a new relationship because we stood behind?
I would say we had a relationship with a gentleman and his entire farm operation. And it was one that maybe it was the previous management and some previous employees that were here, right? So yeah, we knew the name. We didn't know a ton about him as a new group, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he unfortunately had one of his employees hit the park button on his Apache, and while they were roading it, and it was extremely ugly, and it was
Oh.
before that. It was an odd Friday morning. I'll never forget it. I was here at 4 o'clock in the morning, and really Scott Bordwell came in shortly after that. Um, we didn't have a service manager at that exact time, but it just we all kind of showed up at just a weird hour because none of us could sleep, and
It was
we
just
we
in the
took that
air.
Yeah, and Robert fielded the call, and he's like, let me get with my team. I'll call you right back. Just let me get with my team. And we had a tech. We had two field techs that were absolutely swamped that day, and we had one field tech that was actually slated for vacation. He was off, and he said, if an emergency happens, don't ever be scared to call me. Okay, emergency time, right? So we're trying to figure out
So it's
what we
his
can
fault.
do.
He spoke it into existence.
That's a
Yes.
fact. That's a fact. So we're trying to get everything going, and the service team, the parts team, myself, even one of my sales members, we all became one team. We didn't care, who got the Iron Man trophy afterwards of one of us. It was all we were doing is just setting ourselves to the finish line. We had some parts down. One was in Marshall, one was in Montgomery City, and Peyton down there. Peyton, this is your shout out. Peyton got on the phone, made sure that those parts ended up in Marshall. The customer was so taken back that we were figuring out how we could meet Marshall halfway to get those parts. He's like, I'll just drive down to Marshall if you all want to get your stuff in Fort Dodge and meet me back at my house. So we did that. We all came together, and that gentleman still to this day just is so tickled by all this. He's like, you guys, he's like, I've known Parallel Egg, I've known Egg Solutions Group forever. He goes, I now feel like I know each one of you individually, and there is no doubt in my mind you got my back. So, I mean, that right there, that's when you can go to bed that night hearing that and going, we did it.
Bet
We
you
did
slept like a
exactly what
baby
we're
that
supposed.
night.
I sure did.
Or at least for like 2 hours.
That's right.
I mean, that's literally the definition of sleeping like a baby, but
That's right.
I
That's
digress.
awesome.
That's also true.
Nailed it.
So we know what local support looks like at your location. Do you think local support matters more today than it did maybe 30 years ago? I mean, obviously product quality is improving every year and everything, but your dealership local support, do you think that matters as much, if not more, than maybe your product selection when someone's out shopping?
I do. I think 30 years ago, it was still a lot of ma and pa feeling locations, and maybe businesses and companies, right? Um, a lot of places have become corporate. They've become a lot more locations, a lot more states, like us, for instance. However, I feel in today's world, even being corporate, and I can go back to my boss, Timothy, right? It doesn't matter if we're talking about Fort Dodge, Emmitsburg, Redwood Falls, any of the Illinois store, any of the Missouri stores, or Chickasha, Oklahoma. It's the same thing through and through. It feels like the ma and pa because we are 100% sold on keeping you running 24/7, right? Working in parallel with you and our manufacturers to keep you going. We're committed, we're passionate, we ride on our pride and our confidence and our communication. We're family driven, and we're service oriented, and we're honest, and our integrity is number one. We are constantly always trying to build trust. And we understand that at the end of the day and at the beginning of the day, it starts with us. And if we don't care from the start of the day to the end of the day, we shouldn't be in the positions we're in. So I mean, I feel like it's more important that our customers feel our entire company is based off of being local to them. I know I can call Chickasha, and the general manager I've never met a day in my life would get on a plane or get in a vehicle to drive me a part that I absolutely need if that's what is needed. So that's what's really neat that maybe our customers still don't know to this day of how connected we all are because of that.
Yeah, I always think about like back when my grandpa would buy equipment and everything, and obviously pricing has always been a big deal in selecting your equipment, and obviously whatever it fits your needs and stuff. But there was a time when you also kind of bought your equipment based on your relationship, like who you could trust the most, whose handshake you knew you were actually your deal was going to be honored on the other end of it. And I think that's still a big part of business, but as we're clearly in the technology age of equipment and everything, first of all, if it has an engine, it's going to break down at some point.
Okay.
If it has technology, it's going to throw a code at some point. Like, you are guaranteed to run into some kind of issue. To show up and say at 2:00 in the morning or make that 6-hour drive round trip to get your part and everything, I think that matters so much more these days, just because you do run into those dealers that are like, oh, you bought a new unit and it quit working a week later? Sorry, it's a used unit now. That's on you. There's a lot of people do experience that. And so it makes me really happy to work for a company that takes such pride in taking care of our community and making sure that everyone is taken care of.
Yeah, I mean, there's been times, especially like here at our location, it's like, well, it's not going to get here till tomorrow afternoon or the next day. Just kind of depends on when they can get the truck out.
Mm-hmm.
And the first question I ask now is just automatic. How far away is that part? And they say Davenport. I say, okay, will they allow us to come and get that part? Because I'll drive there if I have to. And I feel like we probably don't get that many pats on the back as far as that, but like my boss Timothy and Brandon O'Neill and Jeremiah and Scott Small and even Sean, they know we are probably out on the road more than what we have been normally, but it's 100% to take care of our customers, and they like that drive.
You talked about trust earlier with customers. What are some ways that you build trust with customers when they call during breakdowns?
Number one, just being quiet and listening. A lot of the times they want to be heard, they want to be felt, they want to be seen, right? So we feel their breakdowns, we see their breakdowns, and we're listening to what they need. Sometimes you have to decipher what they need and what they want, right? I know what they're saying they want, but they need this. This is the problem. Earning trust is answering that phone call, even if it's the service department that made a mistake or the parts department that sent a part out wrong, or maybe it was our sales team said it was this and it was that, right? It doesn't matter. That trust is built by us being who we are, being committed, being truthful and honest, making sure that we have at any time a service person there to take care of them, right? So really to start building trust is to answer that phone, take everything as though it's your business. And that mindset of it's your business, if they're down, that means our business is failing, right? So if you're not supporting them and showing them with the pride and the dignity of yourself and the way you feel about the company you're working for, you're going to lose their trust right away. I always talk about the Lorax when I do a lot of coaching, and I always talk about it. I talk about it in my managers meetings and things like that. The Lorax, it's the craziest cartoon. It's a neat cartoon, but there is so many things there that are so true. It takes years and years to build these trees, and the one-star comes and he's just whacking them down and cutting them for things that he wants to do, right? And the Lorax keeps saying, hey, stop. Those are our trees. You're hurting the trees, right? It takes years to build a tree. It takes years to build trust. And it takes seconds to cut that tree down and seconds to have that pride and all of that wiped away, right?
Yep.
It's how you handle yourself, how your team handles yourself in those stressful situations to show, hey, even if I'm neck deep in mud, I'm still handing you a part across the river if that's what I got to do. That's how we grow that trust.
You have a really, really strong team in Fort Dodge. You have a couple of people that have been there for a decade, 2 decades, whatever. So you have a lot of experience there. But what really keeps you guys from panicking? How are you directing the chaos whenever you have that middle of the night major breakdown? You have someone put it in park in the middle of, driving full speed?
Yeah, I learned a long time ago. I had my first fire call. I was a firefighter, and man, I tell you what, when that first alarm goes off, you don't know you're drinking water or if you're just running around. Like you just lose your mind, right? Because all you want to do is help. And I learned as I became a captain and an assistant, and then finally the chief is we have got to get to the firehouse and we've got to take a walk around our truck before we even enter our truck.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you're in the right mindset. You got that time to take a breath. So specifically that day, there were people talking a million miles an hour, and it was like, you guys are talking about $10 million worth of parts. Slow down, hold on, hold on, hold on. And then you go into, we're all here for a reason. You're the best at this. You're the best at this. Your crew does this. Your crew does this. Slow down. Here's what we need to do. Here's why we need to do it. How are we going to do it? Go. And then they kind of took a deep breath and like, you're right. And they just started going, and they weren't even talking to each other. They're just kind of working all together, right? So a lot of it is, yes, the panic button is hit, right? But it's up to us to keep that wall held high and tight and go, we got you. We got you.
Yeah.
Don't know how yet, but we're going to take care of you, right? We're going to take care of you. So,
Yeah.
I feel strong about our entire team. We've got crews who are amazing at building dual lift trailers, water trailers, and setting up that equipment. We got people who are awesome at working on self-propelled sprayers or pull type sprayers. We got people who are awesome at small engines. We've got people who are amazing at parts. Scott and Will, who are my service manager and my parts manager, they make my job so much easier because we all have so many meetings together. We talk all day long, every day. We all know what each other's thinking. And we fully trust one another.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have to wait all the time on, is this Chase's idea? Is this Will's idea? Is this Scott's idea? Now we all have to be on board. We all know what we want to do, and that's to help our customers, right? And what's crazy is our customers could even be our Emmitsburg location. It could be our Chickasha, Oklahoma location. It doesn't matter. We are helping whoever we can, whenever we can.
Yeah.
I
I
wanna
imagine a
go-
lot of that too comes down to training, though.
Tons of training. And that's another thing that's awesome about Vermeer and Kinze coming on board and being Iowa based. Dual Lift is really close to us as well. We got fast sprayers or fast manufacturing, whatever they're actually called. I call them fast sprayers all the time, but um, Apache has a bunch of training. Manitou has a ton of training. Salford has training. USC has training. Bramer has training. And they're all fairly close to where we're at, within a few hours of driving. And they got stuff online for us. And then when we actually get out to their field days, I'm getting ready to go on a field day down to Kinze the middle of this month, end of this month. And Vermeer is going to be in August sometime. And it's amazing. No, I go to Bramer Manufacturing. That will blow your mind. They do a lot more in fertilizer trailers and water trailers. Bramer is part of a whole nother company that is worldwide known, and they cut tires and do all this. You had no idea. It's just nuts. And when you go there, you meet the owners. You meet all the Bramers. I mean, they are wonderful people. And when we call and we're like, hey, we got this issue, a lot of times we're like, hey, talk to Alex Bramer. I'm like, holy moly, you want me to talk to one of the owners? I think it's their grandsons or whatever. It's like, that's crazy. That's awesome to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I feel like this entire group here at Parallel is I could call Sean Skaggs right now, and if he's not busy, he's going to answer. And if not, he's going to shoot me a text that says, hey, I'm busy for a couple hours. I'll give you a call back. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Timothy. Timothy Walden and I talk all the time. I know within 1 to 2 rings, if he doesn't pick up, I know he's busy. I know that. I don't have to leave a text, nothing. Usually I get a text right back from him that says, I'll call you back in a minute. Give me a second. Hey, I'm swamped in a meeting. Do you need me to step out quick? But it's the same way. Brandon O'Neill. I'll get with Brandon, and Brandon thinks that I'm a rabbit, maybe a little bit more than what I am. But when I call him and he doesn't answer, I'm not upset that he didn't answer because I know he's busy. So I'll call Timothy, right? Or I'll call Scott Small or whatever. It's just so I can take that stress away from him and get to another person and we can work it out. And then when he calls me back and say, hey, here's an update. And that to me speaks so loud. I mean, that has sold me to Parallel Ag from day one. It does not matter what your title is. I've always said that here at this location. If I have to be the general manager, I'll be the general manager. But I want to be your right-hand man right beside you, whatever we do. So that's kind of I feel like this whole company is. Yeah, we'll do what we have to. We'll do the meetings we have to. But at the end of the day, Timothy was up in Emmitsburg today. He's here at my location right now. I just saw him kind of walk away there a little bit, I think. And the first thing he did
Timothy
was
in the background.
that's
What you
right. He's like, "Are you
doing?
guys done yet?" But he called my parts manager.
He's like,
and
didn't
was
you
like,
guys
"Hey."
just do this?
Yeah. No, I told him that we had trouble. But he asked, he's like, hey, do you guys need anything from Emmitsburg? If you need any parts, let me know. I'll bring them down. I mean, that's awesome. That speaks
Yeah.
volumes of who we are individually as well as a team. So it's really neat.
I want to talk a little bit about toolbars. You guys are known for working on toolbars, and as someone who grew up in agriculture, NH3 scares the crap out of me, as it should.
Yeah.
But you guys work on them. How? What is your procedure like? You guys, you're the go-to on NH3.
We have SOPs for even new toolbars coming in from Unverfirth, right? It's you still act like that thing is a loaded weapon. That's how dangerous anhydrous ammonia is. That's how scary it is. And that's how fast it can kill you. It can burn you. It can kill you in an instant. And when you know properly, because you've been trained, because you've been on the job long enough, whatever the case may be, right? There's some school of hard knocks every once in a while too, and we've had those. When you have those standard operating procedures and you're treating every bar as though it's a used unit coming in, it's huge. When we get a used unit in, the first thing we do, even if every bleeder's open and the farmer said, I haven't used it in 15 years, it does not matter. We move that thing as though it's going to explode. We get it where we need to. We kill it. We make sure that there's no product inside of it. We open everything up very slowly. It doesn't matter. We have a go-to for every instance that could possibly go wrong here. And that training is done by myself. That training is done by our technicians. That training is done by upper management. It's just anyone who has time invested into the NH3 product, right? I mean, we put on NH3 clinics and things like that to a couple co-ops around here. And the co-op people are the ones who know how to run it almost better than we do, right? But we take a lot of their knowledge too and still implement it in. Always up on the game, right? It's like I was talking to the gentleman who has the anhydrous plant just north of my house. I said, if you ever have a question, you come knock on my door. Here's my phone number. I know where every line is laid from those big mama tanks over here all the way through to the fill stations. I know everything about that because that's one place that I worked at, right? It's like sometimes that's one of the most important things. It's just a helping hand. So the training on NH3 is second to none. We've tried different parts and those parts didn't work, and that's why we sell only what we sell, because we understand it's, I hate to say it, it's do or die time. So
Mhm.
um, to say that we're the go-to for NH3, we hold that really high on our shoulders. There's a lot of weight there on our shoulders,
Mhm.
but there is so much pride behind every technician, behind every parts team, and behind every sales team here. It's really neat and pretty specific for us.
Yeah, I imagine so. I mean, you can't just have anybody walk in and be a technician for NH3.
That is true. I would love to
Yeah.
hire a technician that has had years in the industry, because it's an industry that doesn't move a lot and change a lot when it comes to the toolbars. It might be the
Yeah.
design of a toolbar, it might be, things of that nature, but as far as that stuff comes from that tank into this guy into this guy, and then it
Mhm.
spreads out, it goes all over here. That's the stuff that is very nice, because we can train one another on that versus,
Mhm.
okay, well, we've been a dealer now for 6 months. Now we really got to learn how to do this, that type of thing. So that's really cool and important to us.
As the go-to gurus for NH3 technicians and stuff, do you guys, like, I know everyone has training and stuff. Do you have like quarterly or biannual training that everyone does to kind of make sure they're staying up on stuff?
No, we have almost daily training.
Okay.
Like we actually have a toolbar down there right now. We're putting all the NH3 things together. We're also putting on in-serve tanks and in-serve pumps and nitro alerts, right? Um, it doesn't matter how many times that we've done it. If a shop technician's working, our other shop technician every once in a while comes and just double checks. He
Mhm.
doesn't say anything. He just checks to make sure. Every time I go down there, I might not say anything, and if these guys watch this podcast, but I check on it, right? I check on it, but it's not because I don't trust them, by no
Gotcha.
means. I just know how important that is,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
One mess up for us could be catastrophic. And if we have like we have Spencer and Zach come into the shop for maybe to grab a part or something like that. First thing they do is they go over, they just see what the technicians are doing. So I can't say that it's quarterly or not. It's like every day, no matter what we
It's
do. So
evergreen.
yeah, it's really really specific. It's just neat. You don't know unless you know. It's kind of one of those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Chase, have you watched any of the other episodes? And do
I
you know
have.
how we typically end these?
I do. I have watched all of them, as a matter of fact. Actually, one I watched a bunch of lines go through the whole
Hey,
time, kind of.
listen,
Okay.
listen. This is why I made Salem start producing this now, because I'm really good at hosting. I'm not really good at
Very,
producing.
very.
But
But you
I
know
do.
what, though? The wave line, it just scratches an itch in my brain, and I don't know why. So
Thank
I
you,
do love
Adobe
that.
Stock.
Yeah, like I don't care if I can't. Obviously, I prefer to see everyone's beautiful faces, but if I can't, I love to see that. I love it so much. So that's okay.
All right. So we typically end these with a quick fire rapid question series. And so you thought
Yes.
that seat was a little warm earlier. I hate to break it to you, but you're now in the hot seat. Salem, are you
Oh
ready?
Lord,
Are you ready, Chase?
we're gonna find
Okay.
out.
Answer quickly, and you don't have to do in-depth answers. Just first thing that comes to mind. Okay. Which one causes you more gray hairs, planting season or harvest season?
Plenty.
Which one makes the store feel more alive or slightly on fire? The phone ringing nonstop or 3 customers walking in at once?
The phone ringing nonstop.
Which one saves the day more often, finding the right part fast or getting the service truck there fast?
Ooh. Um, Getting a service truck there fast.
Oh, which one makes you question humanity faster? The wrong part number or no serial number?
Oh,
Cereal
the
number.
wrong part number.
Oh, no way. Okay. No way. Because I used to work front counter for my parents. They've got a little mom and pop shop. And people used to get so mad at me. They'd come in for their units and not have a serial number and be like, well, it's a 2021. Can't you find this part? I'm
Yeah,
like,
but there's a split in
in
that model
20
There is
year.
a split.
in 2021, they came out with 3 different models. One has an S curve, one has a block, and one has a 5-point. No, I can't. So
Yeah, but in
strong disagree.
today's world, the way that you can get on the internet and kind of hone down the wrong part number can have you wandering all day, even with a serial number, all day long. It is nuts what that can do.
All right. Which one wins the Iowa Nuisance Award? Mud on everything or dust in everything?
Mud on everything.
This is like the Chase coded question here.
Uh-oh.
What's the official fuel of busy season? Coffee or an energy drink?
Energy drink all day.
Which one helps you diagnose the problem? Is it a customer who texts with pictures or the customer on the phone with the sound effects? It keeps going.
Pictures are king.
I am one
Okay.
that makes the sound effects.
Same,
I am
for
too.
sure. Trying to explain, I'm like, it's the one that's got the arm that connects to the one that's got like the bolts, and then it's going.
I'm going to sidetrack us here. So I was working on the farm at my parents' at this point in time, and I was selling tile plows.
This is the most rapid fire we've ever had. I love it.
100%. I'm selling tile plows, and the guy was asking me what kind of tractor we use to pull it. And mind you, I'm 6 months pregnant, and I'm pregnant with my child who literally has the highest IQ out of all 4 of my children. I'm not
She took
like
all the brain cells.
She took all of my brain cells. And I have several instances in this pregnancy where I can point out exactly when she was sucking all the brain cells out of me. But I, for the life of me, could not figure out what the word was that I was looking for. So I'm on the phone with this customer, and I'm like, well, we use one of those tractors, well, they wiggle in the middle.
Stop it.
It's an articulated tractor, Alicia. That was the word you were looking for? Articulated.
I note to self, Felicia does not call customer. Neither does Salem. Amber, you're up.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm not pregnant. So, and there's no plans of being pregnant. I think we're good.
Oh, I wish I could be pregnant again. Okay, gotta get back on task.
No, you don't.
Gross.
Distraction. Distracts me so much. Do you prefer a perfectly planned day or a team that can handle the plan falling apart by 8:07 a.m.?
Absolutely a team that will take the curveballs and roll right with it.
That's right. You have on one hand an easy fix with a tight deadline or a complicated fix with plenty of time. Which one do you choose?
I like to complicate it myself.
Ooh, love a challenge. Love a challenge. All right. Do you choose a longtime customer who knows the drill or a brand new customer who asks good questions?
I'm going to say a brand new customer that asks good questions.
All right. Dealership edition. Do you like 5 small fires or 1 big fire?
5 small.
HR, we're talking about customers having issues, not actually lighting the building on fire.
Which one will raise your blood pressure the fastest? A busy parts counter or a busy service schedule?
Not marketing.
Probably, probably a busy service, I think.
Okay. Now, what is the real busy season meal plan? Lunch at the gas station or whatever's left in the break room?
What's lunch?
I don't know.
Yeah, it always seems like during the lunchtime, we have a customer or 2 or 3 or 4 come in or whatever, right? Because they're on lunch break too. So every one of us are always doing something. So it seems
Yep.
like we usually don't get lunch like we plan a lot.
Yeah. All right, last question. And yes, I saved the hardest for last. Which one do you choose? Great equipment or great people?
Great people.
Why?
Great people, and I say that because no matter what piece of equipment we have, if we don't have the great people that are there to take care of us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in and out, we don't have the people who are like-minded, who want to help out, who want to make a difference, and who want to be that person, it doesn't matter if we got the best of the worst, because when the breakdowns come, that's when you need those great people.
Mhm. Agreed.
Well said. Well said. That's all I got.
All right.
You passed the test.
I made
He
it.
did. He did. Wait, hold that arm. Hold your arm back up.
Are those
Hold
our
our
zip
back
ties?
arm.
Those are our zip ties.
Yeah, they are. They are. This is a zip tie. I actually I have it in my hand right
You
now.
just sneaked out of it.
He
Nailed it.
did.
Great memories.
I woke up.
I was
This is
trying
all
to
a fever
explain.
dream.
I was trying to explain to Jeremiah and Scott how we fake chloroformed Chase to get ready
HR.
for the podcast.
They didn't fake anything.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. It's so great. And the fact that you kept the zip ties, I'm touched. I'm touched.
They're right here for that reason. I thought it was pretty cool.
He just broke out.
Here's-
That's right.
Yes. I got
What is it,
Wrong
like
time, I
a
chewed
week
through it.
later? A week later, you
Yep.
just gotta.
just popped
Actually, tomorrow will be a week later, actually.
out.
All right. Chase, thank you so much for joining us. I'm really glad we didn't have to really chloroform you to get you on here. Just HR, he did come on here willingly. It was all a skit for jokes. But thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on our podcast. And as we talked about today, a dealership is about more than just equipment sitting on a lot. In the smaller communities, especially, it's about relationships and the people and the trust and showing up when customers need you most. So whether it's the 24/7 support during application season or helping a customer find the right fit for their operation, these local connections matter. And that wraps up today's episode of The Parallel Path. Thanks for spending some time with us today. If you enjoyed the conversation, make sure to follow the podcast wherever you listen so you don't miss the next episode. And if there's a topic or guest you'd like us to cover, we'd love to hear from you. And we'll see you next time on The Parallel Path.